Hey, howdy there again, folks. Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Coming back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, you folks, sampler features. Usually somebody for the while. We go there, try food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff, folks. I'm going to talk about the stuff. Let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. Maybe a little bit about some music tastes of mine. Maybe about Peter Can Thunderbolt poster behind me. Maybe about Crabby Old Ladder off the side. Maybe about some Marvel figures up there. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I definitely go off on tangents at times. I'm getting better, folks. I'm getting better. On top of that, I'm wearing a cool shirt. When I wear a cool shirt, I like to highlight the shirt that I'm wearing. What cool shirt am I wearing today, folks? Boom! Still rocking the Cybertronic Spree. I say still because I do these videos typically in batches. So you're going to see the Cybertronic Spree for at least a few more. So deal with it. If you're not familiar with the Cybertronic Spree, they're a really great band. They're Transformers themed, like talking the old school G1 Transformers. Extremely fun. Lots of fun with the theatrics and stuff like that. And on top of that, they're actually a really good band. I'm just saying. But anyway, folks, what am I going to try for y'all today? Well, yeah, sure, we'll do this one. We're going to do a twofer, folks. Twofer. Because we're doing, boom! We're doing Warheads Sour Green Apple Soda and Warheads Sour Black Cherry Soda. I've got two other ones, but we're going to do those on a separate video. Oh my. So if you're interested, stay tuned for that. Not tuned, but watch for the video. Yeah, folks, Warheads decided to go over there. Like, they've just been doing shit. If you're not familiar, Warheads are like these like notoriously sour candies that kind of hit their stride mid to late 90s when I was a kid. And, like, they just had this weird hold on America for a little while. And they were novel and super sour, and people would dare each other to try them, put a bunch in their mouth and stuff like that. It was a whole thing at the time. But as all fads do, they eventually just kind of phased out, and then, just they were suddenly gone. They were still around, but they lost their social relevance. But for whatever reason, market share and stuff, they've been trying to climb their way back. They've just been doing a bunch of stuff. And now they're on to soda, which falls perfectly within the show that I do. I've already done a review of their lemon soda. So if you're interested, go do that one. Go watch that one, rather. And the same place that I got the lemon one from, 2 weeks later, they had a bunch of other flavors. So I figured I'll go ahead and I'll give them a shot. I'll do them in little twofers. We'll see how they are. We'll start with the sour green apple soda. Why? Because I'm guessing it'll be my least favorite. I'm not typically a big sour apple guy. I love apple. Love it. I love apple juice. I love apple cider. I love apple pie. Apple fritters are good. It's a lot of things. I'm not big into sour apple. Sour is a very specific flavor for me. I don't hate it, but it's just not usually my thing. So let's give it a go. Mind you, as I'm drinking super sour-based soda, so. All right. Smells like green apple, as one would expect. Let's do it. I dare say, fair viewers and or listeners, I think I might have been wrong on this one. I actually like this quite a bit. Genuinely, I like apple soda. And apple soda is one of those weird things where here in America, it's not super prominent. And I wasn't even aware that they made it up until probably about either late middle school or early high school when my dad brought home some Manzanita Sol. I apologize, I'm sure I butchered the hell out of the name. And it seems to be more of a thing down in Mexico. And I know they have it in other places and stuff. It's just not a very common soda flavor here in the United States. But thankfully, we have started importing it, because I think Manzanita Sol is, from Coca-Cola or something like that. It's, So, I like it, and I was worried that, especially with it being, Warheads, it was going to be, overly sour. But really, it kind of reminds me of something like Manzanita Sol, or Mundell, I think is the other one. Something like that. Except it's just got a little bit more of a sour bite. And it's not... You would think with it being Warheads, it would be over the top, But I think what they did with this, for better or for worse, depending on what they were trying to achieve, is they've actually made just a really tasty sour apple soda. And like I said, I think it depends on what they wanted from it. Being Warheads, they could have gone over there and made it super sour, and I think a lot of people would have gone over there and, if they have the nostalgia for it, as I do, would go over there and be like, oh, okay, yeah, the Warheads, whoa, it's so sour, wacky, put it on the internets. But it seems like what they did was they actually aimed to make something that would be palatable, but also, to some extent fall within the range of what it is that they're known for. It's still a little bit sour, but it's not gimmicky sour. And that's actually really nice because it makes a really nice soda. It tastes crisp, and the sourness aspect of it isn't overbearing. And it's just a good tasting apple soda. Yeah. I would 100% drink this just because. No Warheads Association needed or anything like that. It's just a genuinely tasty apple soda. This one definitely gets my full my full recommendation. I'm very down with this. And I'm sorry, sour green apple soda. I'm sorry I doubted you. You proved me wrong. You're always right. I'm always wrong. But yeah, man, that's a good one. Okay. Wow, all right. Well, I'm happy now. All right, we're going to do the sour black cherry next, which I decided to put with the sour green apple because I kind of figured it would be my favorite, because I remember with the Warheads candies, the black cherry was always my favorite. It was the one that seemed the least comically sour and it seemed to gear more on the flavor side, not as much on the sour side. So I'm hoping that this will be the case, especially because I really love black cherry soda. So this could be some good stuff. Let's give it a shot. Losing my voice a little bit. I wouldn't say it smells exactly like what I think of when I think of black cherry soda, but let's give it a go. Okay. All right. Mixed feelings. It actually does taste good. It's very flavorful. I would say even more so than the green apple. Here's the thing, though. Part of the reason why it's so flavorful is because it's definitely got a stronger kick of sour and tartness. Initially, it kind of starts off with, I wouldn't even really say like a particularly black cherry-ish soda taste, but something evocative of black cherry. And then it kind of becomes sour, and then it sort of tapers off into tartness. So it's a little bit mixed for me. Because I actually really like the flavor. I think that's really good. The initial kind of cherry-ish flavor, I like. It's got the only problem is that it doesn't last long enough for it to really fully express itself before the sourness takes on, and then it eventually just ends with the tartness. So yeah, I definitely end up with kind of different ends of the spectrum based off previous expectations. I will say I don't dislike it. It's still pretty good in terms of what it's doing, but it's definitely closer to being a novelty than the sour apple. I like it. It's one of those things where maybe every now and again I would grab one, but not like with the sour apple. With the sour apple, I could actually see just going over there. I only know of one location near me that carries it. It's a Shell gas station, by the way, if that helps you at all. But with the sour apple, I could see actually, like, I make a stop to that particular Shell typically once a week. And I could see going over there and grabbing one of those once a week and being perfectly fine with that. With this one, this would be like maybe once a month. It's an interesting flavor. I don't mind it as a soda flavor, but it is a bit much. It's not something I would want to consume on a regular basis. So, does it get my recommendation? Again, yes and no. Depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for it to be a little bit more gimmicky because of the Warheads branding, I think this will fit your needs way more so than the apple. But if you just want like a black choda, if you just want a black cherry soda with a little bit of an extra kick, this I don't think is going to be exactly what you're looking for. But if you want like a tart, somewhat sour, somewhat tart cherry soda, then that fills this role. So yeah, but overall, I mean, I like the green apple more than the black cherry, clearly. But I do actually like both drinks. I think they're both pretty solid, and I mean, I don't know how long this is going to be a thing. I would imagine it's maybe a limited time thing, but that's just me kind of, guessing. I would say try them while you can if you're interested, because they're, if nothing else, they're good. They don't taste cheap or anything. There's no funky aftertaste, so I think they put in the work on these, and they're pretty tasty. So, anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me on this one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. And folks, if you could go over there and have yourselves a true sour green apple soda rest of your life, because you know what? Sour green apple soda went over there and it defied expectations, okay? It went over there, it rose to prominence despite what I might have thought going into it, okay? And that's what we should all aspire to. We should all go over there and try to ascend, past what anybody's predetermined ideas about us are. Or something. Final 2 things, folks, before I get out of here. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But, we can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You try not to be an asshole. Okay, now that's not always the easiest thing in the world, folks. Especially with people making predetermined, ideas about us and such. But, we go over there, you try to mitigate the level of assholishness in your life because, hey, it's all about proving them wrong, right? Maybe people come into it, they have certain things that they think about you or what have you. Prove them wrong. Mitigate the level of assholishness in your life. It's typically going to be a better, way of doing things. Makes the world a little bit better, I think. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to find some soda based off some candy that, you're nostalgic for. Like, Push Pops, right? Push Pops are a thing. Are they still a thing? I don't know if they're still a thing. I think maybe they're not a thing, because, I saw a thing, and I don't know if it was real or not. It might have just been a meme. Weren't people going over there and, sucking on them until they became spikes? And then, it's not what we were doing with them when I was a kid. But, at least not that I'm aware of anyway. So I'm sure some idiot probably did. But maybe you do that, and, maybe with a less spiky version of candy or whatever. Ring Pops. You could do that with a Ring Pop, too. And it might even be easier to punch somebody with the spiky bit. Don't turn, you know what? You know what the thing is, folks? Don't go over there and turn your candy into weapons and assault people with it. But, hey, maybe you want to go over there and learn how to make candy and stuff like that on your own. And I mean, I got nothing on that, but I'm sure there's stuff on the YouTubes, the internet, and maybe that could be your thing. Just don't turn it into a shank, okay? Bye.